Now let's go to Soros.
Sure.
Because George Soros, a lot of people are asking, saying, here's a guy that we had the reports, $13.7 million he gave to all these protesters.
Almost 15 now, PBD. It's
yeah,
15.
I mean, these numbers with all the protesting that's going on, the most common question being asked is, now let's address it. Why is George Soros, who is was born to a Hungarian Jewish family, who helped Nazis kill Jews?
Yep.
He's been asked about this interview. You're now asking the question, why is a Hungarian Jew funding Hamas? That's your question.
Funding Hamas, funding anything to destroy this country and fuel the fire of anti-Semitism and get us to a place of civil war, because that's where it's going, especially election year. I'm sick and tired of this dude having look at by the way, his most recent photos, he looks like a demon. Adam, you're 100%
Vinny,
right.
you're asking a question.
Yeah.
That you have to be also know the question you're asking.
Yeah, why?
You're inciting also. So think about the question you're asking. Are you asking the question, George Soros, because you're claiming that Jews are funding the pro-Palestinian protests, or are you saying that he's not really a Jew, he hates America, he hates capitalism except for himself and his family? Why does he want to destroy America? Is that what you're asking?
I'm kind of in the middle because I'm curious as to, why is a Jewish man, who I know you guys are saying that he's not religious, Adam said it, why is a Jewish guy, promoting anti-Semitism? I mean, that must, like you said, he's a self-hating Jew. And then at the same token, he's trying to destroy the fabric of America.
Tom, what do you know about this with George Soros?
Okay, so, Vinny, life becomes easy and logical. It doesn't mean that it's happy. It doesn't mean that it's good. It doesn't mean it makes you proud. But logically, things explain themselves. If I was to say, hey, do you see what this George Soros guy is? Who's George Soros? What if I defined him this way? Well, he was born Jewish, but gave it up, and his parents actually helped the Nazis imprison Jews, and he's basically a Marxist globalist. Period.
Correct.
Full stop. If I say that to you, are you surprised by the actions you see?
Definitely not.
Are you surprised by seeing someone who is fomenting civil disorder and funding, disorder? Well, no wonder he's funding disorder. He's a Marxist. He wants to disrupt the one country that is strong against Marxism. Why is he funding these things? Well, no wonder he is. He wants to undermine the allies of that country, such as Israel, such as others. So if I say he's a Marxist globalist and he's in favor of immigration, no wonder he's in favor of immigration, because he's a globalist. You have to look at, you don't have to, I'm not saying that to force it on you. I look at him for what he is. He was born Jewish. His family had horrible, horrible, horrible decisions to turn in people of their own faith, once upon a time their own faith, and then, through playing the currency market with great aplomb, builds billion-dollar fortunes. That's how it happened. And now he's taking his Marxist globalist agenda and he's funding it.
And
that's George Soros.
Okay, here's my question to you, though. How are we not holding him accountable? How much more George Soros stories do we have to hear of him trying to destroy this country and this piece of trash?
Vinny, step back a little bit. Yeah. Step back a little bit. This is very important, okay? Okay. So I get messages on Minnect from people who fully are like, I'm so glad you defended Muslims on this one video, and screw Adam, okay? Followed by a message, I cannot believe what kind of an Islamophobe and you're Zionist. I'm like, okay, if you know one thing about me, I am not one that's going to conform to you to make you happy. Both parties. I'm not that guy, okay? I'm trying to find out what the hell is going on. Here's one thing that I can tell you when I see this guy. This is the only guy I've ever studied that said he fancied himself of seeing himself as a god, and he struggled with this as a kid. And later on in life, in an interview with LA Times, Rob, I don't know if you've seen this or not.
He said he's a god. He said
You've never seen this?
No.
Go George Soros, LA Times interview 2004, I believe. Is this it? Okay, go a little lower. Put God, just keyword God. Do Control F, God. Do it again. And okay, so here we go. It seems that Soros believes he was anointed by God. I fancied myself as some kind of a god. He once wrote, if truth be known, I carried some rather potent messianic fantasies with me from childhood, which I felt I had to control Otherwise, they might get me in trouble. He continues. When asked by Britain's independent newspaper, Rob, if you can pull it up, that camera's in the way, on the passage, Soros said, it is a sort of a disease when you consider yourself some kind of a god, the creator of everything, but watch how it ends. But I feel comfortable about it now since I began to live it out.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
This guy's not a Jew. He's not a Christian. He's not a Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
He thinks he is God. So this is not who you think he is. And I played that interview on what his family did. When asked in this interview, how do you feel when you help Nazis as a 14-year-old boy? Do you have any regrets? Look at the smile on his face. Rob, if this is the clip I'm thinking about, go ahead and play this clip.
My understanding is that you went out with this protector of yours who swore that you were his adopted godson.
Yes.
Went out, in fact, and helped in the confiscation of property from the Jews.
That's right. Yes.
I mean, that sounds like an experience that would send lots of people to the psychiatric couch for many, many years. Was it difficult?
Not at all. Not at all. Maybe as a child you don't see the connection, but it created no problem at all.
No feeling of guilt.
No.
There you go, Vinny.
That's who you're dealing with.
Yeah, that's who you're dealing with.
What's one of the darkest guys in America
Yeah.
that's been
With a
trying to divide America for decades. For decades. This is not someone who loves America. This is a user of a system to create wealth, to control, and impose his beliefs that are deep-rooted in him. He doesn't like Muslims. He doesn't like Christians. He doesn't like Jews. This guy's not a side. He looks at everybody as a way to control them, manipulate them. He doesn't care for these college students. He doesn't care for it. He wants to see America fall like there is no other. He may be at the top 5 of the list of people in the world that want to see America fall.
And his son is stepping up in his
Alex
position.
Soros
Yeah, who
is,
funds, go ahead.
and I sent you something, Rob, if you want to. So, do you know people who are Christians, but they don't practice Christianity?
Yeah.
Do you know people who are Muslim and they don't embrace that? You're Buddhist?
Yeah.
That's who he is. He was born Jewish. His parents obviously were not practicing Jews. He wasn't raised this way. He was an opportunist. To save his life, he said, I will gladly kill and turn in whoever I need to do. And whatever I need to turn in, that's who he is. He's an opportunist. He said, and you can find this article, he said, I am not a Zionist, okay? And I'm not a practicing Jew. His quote. So he doesn't, what's the definition of Zionism? Zionism is very simple. The belief that Israel has a right to exist as a country. I believe that Israel has a right to exist. So by definition, I'm a Zionist. George Soros is not. George Soros is a Marxist, ironically capitalist. He makes money to seed destruction wherever he can go. And it's not just in America. He brought down the Bank of England. That's where he made his money. That's where he made his billions. I don't even know if he's allowed in Hungary, to be honest with you.
Is he an American? He's an American citizen?
I don't even know what he is. He's a global citizen when you're a billionaire like this.
Yeah.
I believe the president of Hungary, Viktor Orban, I don't think he's allowed in the country.
Yeah.
He's a demon.
Perfect.
And I don't mean like possessed by the devil. He has a God complex, a Messiah complex. He believes he can do whatever he wants. And when you have that type of money, you can do whatever you want. And this is why Pat always criticizes the lazy Republicans or the lazy libertarians. Go put money where your mouth is, because this piece of shit is.
Yeah.
You've heard of one world government?
Yep.
So globalism ends at a one world government and a central bank digital currency that controls all the people. Who do you think he thinks should be the leader of that one world government?
Him.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to be, there it is. Hungary approved Stop Soros law. He's not allowed in his own country. This is the type of person, but he's allowed here
You ever watch
to
his
sow discord in America.
You ever watch his documentary?
No.
So they made a documentary about him that is a pro-Soros documentary. And this paints him as a great guy or whatever. Still worth watching.
Really?
Because they tried so hard to make him look good that even at the end of the documentary, of a pro-Soros documentary, you still walk away saying, what a freaking dark guy this guy is. Yeah. So these are two different things we're talking about here.
Can I add one more thing?
Yeah. I'd like to go to the next story. You got 20 seconds.
The question of who has the Jewish vote. Jews, if you're not Orthodox or super conservative, we all know the Jews, or anyone who's Orthodox in any religion, tends to be more conservative. Jews in general are very heartfelt and empathetic, so they tend to lean liberal. It's part of our DNA. We've been mistreated for 5,000 years. Let's help people. But with what's going on now, with George Soros and this dark left-wing money, you're going to see a mass exodus from the Jewish community from the Democratic Party.
Good.
It's already happening.
And by the way, not just that, but do you know what city in America has 1/15 of Jews living in the world?
New York City.
New York City.
Yeah.
993,000 Jews live in New York City, and they don't feel safe, and they're wanting to leave New York City. Think about that. So politically, what just happened the last few months, a lot of weird things happened here the last few months. What the Dems are trying to do, the Dems are trying to see between the Jew vote and the Muslim vote.
Yeah.
And the left is trying to own both of them, okay? Trying to own both of them. Muslims are trying to own it to say Republicans are not pro-Islam and they're this, that. So they're putting the fear porn with the Republicans to not want Muslims to vote Republican. But a lot of Muslims right now are conflicted.
Yep.
And the reason why Muslims are conflicted right now, on one end, they love the values of how conservatives are with their kids.
Yep.
They love what they stand for. They're like, dude, we're on the same page here. But they also are uncomfortable with conservatives that are not okay with the pro-Palestine, all this other stuff. So it's a split right now with what's going on. And so we announced the Minnect contest to come have dinner with us at Casa D'Angelo and go have dinner. Rob, go to the Leaders Bulletin. Folks, if you want to see the Leaders Bulletin, just go to Minnect.com, and all the way at the top, you'll see a Leaders Bulletin. Click on it. The video explains how to compete. It's whoever Minnects the most, both as experts, influencers, and those who ask others. As a user, you can compete on this. Rob, you can stay on that if you want. Just stay on that. Oh, you have the categories of where they are. But I want to see how many Minnects people are doing, and then we'll go to that. So right now, if you look at this, new experts on Minnect, lightweight, if you look at it, zoom in, Rob, Tulsi Gabbard has officially completed 72 Minnects that she has responded to, by the way, on Minnect. Second place so far is Brandon Davis. Then it's Santino Tostani. John Ray is competing, but he's fourth place, and he got the rest of the folks. Even Ryan Garcia's at seventh place, by the way.
I love it.
And by the way, I think he's responded to every single Minnect he's gotten, and he responds in audio. So it's not like he responds. Rob, go to the other category for middleweight. If you look at middleweight, Fernando is still first place at 46. This is people that pre-announced in the contest. They were on here from April 16th. He's done 46 questions he's responded to. He's first place. He'd be invited to the dinner. Then it's Patterson, Tomos, third place. Look at the next.
Guys, get Kelly some next. Get her
Mara,
up there.
Kelly. Dame Dash is even on there at sixth place. Go to the last category. Heavyweight. First place is Dustin. Not even close. 138.
Dustin is
crushing it.
Calvin G, 77. Chris Cuomo, third place.
44.
And then you got everybody else. Now, Rob, go to home team. Go to home team. Who's dominating? Okay, dominating Vincent Oshana, 281.
Wow.
Then
Thank you, everybody. I love you.
Vinny.
Then it's Tom, 204. Adam, 75.
We're trying to catch up, guys.
But I'll tell you guys here what's going on here in a minute with Vinny. Go down to the bottom with the people asking most questions. This is how you use Minnect is slowly but surely becoming the most a popular networking app because 95% of the time the people respond to you.
Yeah.
You want an answer back? Pay for it. You want to be waiting for 3 months? DM somebody on Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter. If you're lucky for. By the way, the number of people getting back to you, if you DM them, is less than 3%. On some apps, is 1%. Minnect is 91 to 95%. Look at the people asking the most questions. Show that real quick, Rob. So in first place is who? Zoom in a little bit, Rob, if you could, for the Terrell Hall, 76. Eddie Gossaker, 71 questions he's asked other Minnectors. Eric Link, 67. Very competitive, by the way, here. Now, go to the other side for people that have been using Minnect pre-April. Dustin is asking questions. Ozzy, second place one. So far, it hasn't even been 2 weeks. And top three, they're all above 100. Jeanette Lahose, who comes to all the lives that we do, John Ray. Okay, so here's what I want to do, Rob. If you can go to all the QR codes, how many of you watching this, be honest, who here loves Vinny? Okay? Who here loves Vinny?
I do.
If you love Vinny, today is Vinny's birthday.
Good man. Good man.
Okay, tomorrow is birthday, but today's Mario, and tomorrow we're not doing a podcast tomorrow.
Yeah.
So listen, today, tomorrow, if you love Vinny, you want to wish him a happy birthday, go on here, Minnect with him, send him some love, wish him a happy birthday. I'd like to see him get 200 plus Minnects today to cross 2,000. I'd like to see him get that. Send him some love. At the same time, you can Minnect Adam, myself, or Tom. And FYI, for those of you guys that haven't yet started competing, download the app, start Minnecting today. Right now, if it ended today, Rob, can you go to the flyer showing who the top people are right now? We're going to give away belts, by the way.
Really?
The lightweight champion would have been Tulsi if it's today.
Tulsi.
Okay, the middleweight champion would be Fernando if it ended today. Heavyweight would be Dustin. The home team would be Vinny. For new users, it would be Terrell. And for existing users, it'd be Dustin.
Does have 2 belts.
He'd be having
We'd have 2 belts.
Listen, we're going to give it to him at Casa D'Angelo. Everybody at first place will be at the main table. Anyways, so there's a QR code at the top. Download it.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.